You know, the last time I made a theory video was 7 months ago? That's actually crazy, it just occurred to me. 7 months ago, episode 8 of Murder Drones was just about to release, huh? Good times. But here I am, still making reviews on indie animated content, analyzing it, and once again, making theories on Glitch Productions shows. In this case, their newest up-and-coming show, the Gaslight District, which recently just got a trailer. I've already made a video breaking down this trailer, so definitely go check that out after this one. Now, I could make a video talking about my entire prediction for the entire plot of the first episode, but not only would I probably get most of those things wrong, but also there are plenty of other videos already doing the same thing, so I decided to tackle something a little bit smaller, which is what are these weird bird creatures we see in the teaser? What will be their role in this TV show? How are they related to our main characters? And how are they going to be related to the pilot episode of the Gaslight District? Now, throughout the entire trailer, we can see a lot of imagery of eggs. There is someone holding up an egg in one of the clips in the teaser, and also all of these angelic figures, or these crows that we see throughout the entire trailer, are birds which lay eggs. Which that's probably what these crows or vultures are, probably angels, as we see lots of halos and white light and stuff like that, which symbolize stuff like heaven and whatever, angelic figures and stuff. Also, there is this newspaper clipping, which I did cover a little bit more in my analyzation video, but the basic gist of it is that these eggs contain something that's able to destroy the entire Gaslight District, and they should be destroyed with much haste. So obviously these vulture, angel, angelic beings or whatever probably laid these eggs, probably because they don't like the Gaslight District, since it's full of lying, deceiving, murdering, killing, whatever. There are also other angelic beings that we see that aren't necessarily birds in this trailer, one of them being this kind of mannequin-like night angel being. We also know their name because of a community post that Glitch made announcing the cast of the Gaslight District. This person's name is Diligence, voiced by, oh wow, big shocker, Michael Kovac. But the fact that this character is voiced by Michael Kovac, I don't know, probably means that this character is a very significant person within the series, considering the fact that I doubt Glitch Productions would use Michael if the character wasn't prominent, since it's kind of like their celebrity voice cast, if you can even call it that. There's also another character we get to see in the trailer along with in the cast announcement post being called Temperance. This seems to be another character like Diligence, probably higher up in the hierarchy of angels in this series. Whether they are higher up than Diligence or at the same level or not remains to be seen. However, it is something to note as they resemble more of kind of a vulture and less of a mannequin like Diligence, so they could be like the leader of like the crows or whatever, or in charge of or handle the crows more than Diligence. Now, these characters' relation to these eggs remains to be seen as well, or at least I can't really think of any reason or connection between these characters and these eggs. Perhaps maybe one of them, like Temperance, laid them or created them or something, but that's only just purely speculative and not even a theory. Now that you are covered with all the angelic beings or whatever, I'm going to shift focus a little bit and then swing back and make my final theory, pivoting a little bit to our main character. Melancholy, or Mel, our main protagonist of this series, is part of a very, quote, undead dysfunctional family. Mel seems to hang out a lot with the characters the Butcher, or Ken, Mud, and Breadhead. We can see this plenty throughout the entire teaser or trailer. This is going to be our main cast of the entire series. Mel's father figure seems to be Ken, as Ken's probably the one who's speaking to Mel in this scene in the trailer.
You stay by our side, kid. Now, follow my lead!
So Ken is Mel's father figure. However, I don't really think they probably get along too well. They probably do have a very father-daughter dynamic, but I doubt they see eye to eye on everything. I do remember seeing a GIF or whatever you want to call it, of Ken walking across the screen while Mel is talking with someone, and then looking at her disapprovingly and then walking off. I couldn't exactly find this anywhere, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it, or don't take my word at all. I really could not care. I just thought I should mention this, but that's where I got that idea from. Now back to our main character, Mel. We do see in the trailer that she's trying to figure out where exactly she came from, which reveals that she doesn't exactly remember being born or whatever, or doesn't exactly remember any of her parents, if she even has any. Now I say this because in another scene in the trailer, we get to see a picture being burned in a fire. This picture contains a kid or baby version of Mel being held by Diligence, with an empty eggshell sitting on a table behind them. This all but pretty much confirms that Mel, or Melancholy, is quite literally the thing that the newspaper article clipping was talking about, which kind of makes sense since she's the main character, but this also explains a lot of the scenes we get to see in the teaser or trailer of Melancholy with a lot of the other Vulture angel things. Perhaps she is abducted by these creatures and told about her past. The scene of her picture with this mannequin angel thing Diligence being burned could be revealing that someone was trying to hide her past, whether that be Ken or someone else. Lastly, in other scenes of this trailer, we do get to see Mel holding another egg, which kind of threw me off a little bit. If Melancholy is our main character and most likely our prophesized human that comes every 10,000 years, then why is there another egg that she's holding in this scene? I have a speculation or theory that could answer all of these questions. Now, we don't exactly know how old Mel is in this series. I'm going to guess around 20 or 22 years old. So what I'm thinking is that after 20 or 22 years or so, the angels realized that Mel, or Melancholy, wasn't exactly doing her job in destroying the Gaslight district. Seeing this, perhaps they created another egg bearing another human, born to do the job that Melancholy failed to do as she was abducted by 3 of the other members of the Gaslight district and quote-unquote corrupted or whatever. Melancholy is taken up by these angels, perhaps because they didn't need her anymore and were planning on destroying her, or maybe for other reasons that also remain to be seen. Melancholy escapes, steals the egg, returns to the Gaslight district, and keeps everything she found out a secret, including the egg and where she came from. Now, whether this happens in the pilot or not, I really don't know. It probably will, since we saw it in the trailer, and if not, probably in episode 2, but who knows, this is just a theory. So to summarize everything I've just said, these vulture creatures that we get to see in this trailer are angelic beings, probably the either rule keepers or just otherworldly beings within this universe, who create an egg that hold a human born every 10,000 years. We know that Melancholy is most likely one of these humans because of this picture we get to see in the trailer of her being held by Diligence in an eggshell which is empty behind them. Speaking of, there is Diligence and Temperance. These two seem to be the higher ups in the hierarchy of angels and will probably play a prominent role in the series. Melancholy, for 20 or 22 years or so, has been trying to figure out exactly where she came from, as she doesn't really know. Either because Ken or her father figure or the Butcher won't tell her and is withholding information, or for some other reason that we weren't told. However, she probably gets this answer when she is abducted by the angels, for after watching her for 20 or 22 years or so, have realized that she's not doing her job in destroying the Gaslight district. So they've created another egg and are waiting for it to hatch, and have retaken Melancholy as she has not served her purpose. However, Melancholy escapes, along with stealing the egg and returning down to the Gaslight district on the run from the angelic beings. Which probably means that these angelic beings serve as the main antagonists of the entire series. There's also the conflict between Melancholy and her dad or father figure, and also the fact that she's trying to hide an egg from the rest of the Gaslight district inhabitants. But what do you guys think? Am I stupid for trying to theorize about a show that has yet to be coming out? Or do you think I'm completely right? Leave a comment down below on what your thoughts on this new show are, and while you're at it, like and subscribe as well. I don't want my channel to die as I haven't been uploading a lot. I also have a Blue Sky, so go follow me on there, and I'll see you guys next week.